Let me guess. You've been learning Korean for a while, but you still can't speak confidently. You might even have a year-long Duolingo streak, but if someone spoke to you, you'd be in trouble. The good news is you're not alone, just taking the wrong approach. I was in the same boat even after my first 3 years learning Korean. Now, I speak fluently and use it every day. I attribute most of my success to the 1,000 plus hours I've spent using the methods in this video. Anyways, I've been yapping for way too long. Let's get into how to study Korean with K-dramas. But guys, before you ever even press play on your first K-drama, you need to have the right mindset. To properly learn a language, you need to be 100% committed. Committed to the fact you're going to suck for a while, but choose to keep going anyways. Learning a language is hard, but hard doesn't mean you can't do it. You need to change your I'm not good at learning languages mindset to a I can and will learn this language mindset. Because truthfully, you can learn a language. That's what humans do from the day we're born. The only difference between you and someone who speaks fluently is the amount of time you've put in. So, you have to take a long-term view. Contrary to so many YouTube thumbnails, you can't become fluent in 3 months, or even 6. Realistically, you're looking at a year or even several years, like in my case. But don't let that get you down. Take advantage of the initial excitement and motivation. Turn your study into a habit before you get through the honeymoon phase. If you're familiar with the book Atomic Habits, use the How to Make a Good Habit template. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. I'll link the template down below. Lastly, this is the part I struggle with the most. You need to compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. Language learning is not a zero-sum game. There will always be someone better than you, but someone being better than you doesn't take away from your achievements. So, focus on being better than your past self. It's really easy to get into a negative thought loop. While I was practicing writing today for TOPIK, there's a sentence I wrote that I want to share with you guys. It goes like this. 무엇보다 성공하고 싶다면 힘든 시기에도 포기하지 않은 끈기 필요하다. Basically what it means is you need to have the persistence, perseverance, and discipline to keep going even when it's difficult. And that's what'll get you to fluency. But guys, ultimately none of this matters unless you invest in effective methods. First, you need to pick a piece of content. Turn on Korean audio and Korean subtitles, and don't look back. No English whatsoever. Initially, it's going to be really hard and you're going to have to look things up a lot. When I first started to avoid burnout, I set up a lookup allowance. Basically, I would only translate 10 sentences per episode. Sure, I missed a lot, but it allowed me to pick up the most important things and then just enjoy the rest of the episode. But studying doesn't stop after you finish watching. You're going to want to use the app Papago to translate. It's made by the Korean company Naver, so it's going to have better translations and access to Naver Dictionary. Papago's translation history feature is also very important for this method. This way you can quickly look things up and go back later to study them. When you get around to studying those words, we're going to be using a method called sentence mining. The goal is to look for a sentence you mostly understand but has an unknown word or two, and then input those sentences into a flashcard program like Anki. And when you make these flashcards, use full sentences with emphasis on the unknown portion. We're not making flashcards with individual words and definitions. But don't stress over min-maxing your spaced repetition system or SRS. Just watching dramas consistently is enough exposure to all the words you're gonna need. While flashcards are good, the metric we really care about in this method is watch time. You need to track your progress with an Excel sheet or a Google Sheet. When you see the watch time go up and up and up with every entry, you feel more and more accomplished. This is key for maintaining discipline over a long period of time. This is what my Excel sheet looks like after 1,000 hours, and I'll link it down below. Let me know if you guys have any more questions about methods down in the comments. And while you're at it, leave a like and subscribe for more Korean language content. So after 3 years with this method and over 1,000 hours of K-dramas, what are my results? As I've watched more and more dramas, I really have gotten the feel of Korean. It's not exactly vocabulary, it's not exactly grammatical understanding, but it's like you just know when to use what words. It's kind of contextual understanding. After a while, you start to say things you didn't know that you knew, and your listening comprehension is gonna go through the roof. Seriously, you're gonna have to spend a lot of money repairing roofs with the amount of roofs you're gonna go through. Before I started this method, I couldn't even have a conversation really in Korean. Now, after 1,000 hours, I can speak freely about most any topic that I want to talk about. If you paired this method with some sort of tutoring or speaking practice, like talking with friends or AI, or even moving to Korea, your ability is going to increase exponentially. But this method is not perfect and it has some limitations. I think it's best to start this method with some sort of base in Korean, not starting from absolute zero. You have to know Hangul so you can read the subtitles. And you need to have a basic understanding of very basic grammar. 했다, 할 것이다, 그래서, 하지만, 그런데. But if you're at that level, it's time to bite the bullet and just start. Another limitation is that this method is not going to get you to TOPIK level 6. This method doesn't teach test-taking skills and it doesn't teach TOPIK-specific skills, but it can lead to fluency. TOPIK is not the end-all be-all for Korean language ability, rather your ability to express yourself. Another limitation is that you get out of it what you put into it. If you push yourself harder, put in more time, you're going to get better. So if you're ready to start, here are some of my recommendations. Let's start with the classics. There's a reason why they're so popular. I'm talking dramas like 도깨비, 응답하라, 1988, 사랑의 불시착, and 꽃보다 남자. Pick one of those four and apply these methods. An advantage to watching these dramas is their large cultural impact. Another recommendation I have is to just take time to learn about learning. This doesn't have to be the only method you use. You should do your own research and develop your own methods. This is just a starting point. And if you're really serious about learning Korean, I recommend you watching channels like Lingo Steve or Ollie Richards. Learning more about linguistics in general can really give you motivation and keep you on track. But guys, ultimately the reason this method works is because it's enjoyable. And the best method is one you can do every day and have fun doing. Alright guys, that's all I have for today. If you want to know a K-drama with the worst ending, click this video. See you guys next time. 열심히 공부하자. 화이팅!